Alright, YouTube, this is Drew here with Politically Black, and I am gonna go a little more in depth about what the Federal Heights Police haven't done. Alright, first thing I reported to them was my bike was stolen. I had a $300 bike and I had left it out and it was chained up and it got stolen from the front yard. 7 hours between when I slept, and they never bothered to drive around the neighborhood to even look for it. They just said if it turns up with the serial number, it'll turn up. And they wanted to argue with me because I also had to call the bike shop to get the serial number, because I didn't just take it down with me when I left the bike shop. I had to call the bike shop, got the serial number. Well, they never have solved that problem, and it's been about 2 or 3 years now. Now we're looking at about a time frame where it's like, I haven't heard a word back. Did you find it or not? Do I have to call in every week to get an answer on whether or not you found my stolen property? Or did you even look for my stolen property? Probably didn't look, considering there were trails on my ground that showed where the bike had gone. So they didn't even do a jog around the street. They didn't even do a drive around the block. They didn't even do a drive around their tiny bullshit county to find my bike. So that's stolen and gone. Another thing I've reported is just various incidents just sort of on my patio with the neighbors. But as soon as they find out the neighbor's name, they don't involve themselves, whether it's the old one or the other two old ones living together. They don't involve themselves. Interesting that you won't involve yourself with a convicted alcoholic, a convicted crackhead, and a convicted heroin whore. Like, those are just 3 really big convicted groups of people you should deal with whenever there is a report. But they haven't. So, various reporting about things that have happened on my doorstep. Another one was that my neighbor threatened to fight me and then ran inside and called the police. And then when he did that, he tried to take off because he had cocaine stored up in his car. And when it came to searching his car, they said, no, we can't do that, we don't have a warrant. What they meant was, we can't do that in case he has a gun, because if he shoots back, it's 6-on-1 and we don't really feel like that. I don't get it, but it's what it is. It's what it is. Like, they are afraid of weapons, drug dealers, coke users, alcoholics. Federal Heights is terrible as far as the police are concerned. And like I said, that's not every officer. That's 3 officers. 3. 1, 2, and 3. That is 3 officers that really suck. And the 3 that suck the most are higher up in the command chain. So try making a report to one of these fools. Try taking a report to Federal Heights Police Department. Because it's going to feel uncomfortable, because they're going to talk you through it with the fucking person you're complaining about. Isn't that fun? But, so yeah, the lack of accountability for the county has been a huge issue. I'm not seeing that one improve. The county is entirely unaccountable. So much so, I even left a voicemail with the mayor stating that I want to file police misconduct, because this is the 4th or 5th thing that has gone unaired on my property, and the police refuse to do anything, and I know what it is. My police officers are all white or Mexican, and that doesn't apply to the 3 really good ones on the force that they think about their race. It's just the others do. So like I was saying, Colorado is pretty racially divided, and we choose that ourselves. But you shouldn't have that mentality on the job. You shouldn't look to remove a black man who's been a resident for 5 or 6 years from a property that he's been a resident of for 5 or 6 years, and not remove a heroin whore crackhead because she doesn't have a letter of address proving where she's residing. She doesn't have a piece of mail with her name on it residing there. And, oh yeah, my IDs said that, and when they traced it back and looked at older copies of it too, I've been here for a minute. Really interesting how property laws, you can't just remove someone who's been here longer. It's a shame that you have to remove people who haven't had much of time there, but they didn't want to. They hid her behind fair housing. But she's not mentally handicapped, pregnant, or 18. I'm gonna sign off here, guys, but this has been Drew with Politically Black, and I will catch you later. Hit that like, notification bell, subscribe, and I will talk to y'all soon.